Hey, B2B leaders, feeling stuck in your growth journey as you've exhausted all your plays? Tired of doing things the same way and not seeing results? I'm Stacie Sussman, your host, and this is C-Suite Strategies, your podcast for the explosive business growth you've been chasing. We'll bring you conversations with industry visionaries who've truly mastered the art of scaling businesses. This isn't just theory, it's what we live and breathe every single day. Get ready for game-changing insights that'll transform your approach to business growth. Whether you're a seasoned C-Suite executive or an ambitious founder, we've got you covered. C-Suite Strategies is your backstage pass to reaching that next level of business. Follow C-Suite Strategies now, and let's make this your new reality. Hey, Pod Squad. Welcome back to this month's episode of C-Suite Strategies. We've been talking a lot with our clients, professional friends about AI, LLMs, agentic AI, and workflow optimizations. We had some moments where this has just become to the forefront with RevUp Advisory and the conversations we're having. Let's kind of picture the opening scene. Let's set the stage for this topic. The conference room chaos. Last month, I walked into the headquarters of a 20-year-old company doing about $37 million in ARR. It was my first day on the site, and the CMO asked me to shadow them as they prepped a board report, something we often do for the upcoming quarterly board meeting. What I watched over the next 5 hours was completely, totally painful and things that I think about solving all the time. A marketing team locked in a conference room, frantically pulling data from everywhere. Meta, LinkedIn, Instagram, GA4, SEMrush, Heyorka, some tools I even never heard before. All of it is then dumped into an Excel template that they had built 5 to 10 years ago that no one's ever changed and no one's ever questioned the process. This is where I perk up my spidey ears and say, oh my God, we need to solve for this. Have you ever been in one of those situations? From there, it gets better. One lonely line of Excel made it into one slide of a 5-slide deck. The CMO is allowed to present to the board because it is part of a much larger presentation, and their focus this month and quarter was nominal versus what the business objectives were. 5 hours of scrambling, 4 times a year, and the kicker, when I left that day, it still wasn't even done. Can you believe that? I can, because I've seen this for over 2 decades. That's when it hit me. This is when the kind of invisible chaos that keeps companies stuck. And this is why we do what we love here at RevUp Advisory. And this is our superpower. And this is where it kicks in, because while they saw this is the way that it's always been done, I can't even tell you how many times I've heard that, what I saw were boxes and arrows and flow charts and a broken system and shaky foundations underneath it all. The plumbing, the leaks, the things that no one was fixing but was wasting top-tier talent time and slowing them down from doing the things that they actually should be doing for their job. It's fascinating. All right, so let's talk a marketing use case and how this is applicable. So listen up, you marketers. The 12-step circus, I like to call it. Here, they're posting one campaign, but you actually looked inside another mid-market company I work with. The marketing coordinator drafts 3 options in a Google Doc full of hashtags. I think hashtags are dead, like Motivational Monday, because that's what SEO likes. That's what the algorithm's going to pick up. However, it's constantly changing all the time. They email it to the CMO. They put a subject line, social copy, urgent review, please. Eventually, at midnight that day, the CEO, MO, responds, make it punchier, less salesy, add some stats. Where are your sources? So then the marketing coordinator has to ping the design team on Slack. The creative team is stuck in Figma, but no one knows which is the approved version because we've done this so many times. We resize the creative. Instagram wants a square. LinkedIn wants a horizontal. All the social media platforms has one size. Why can't they all just get together and play nice? Meta ads wants both. The files multiply. The effort multiplies. The creative multiplies. Got to track down the logo. One version's in Dropbox, another's in SharePoint. Which one's right? Which is the latest version? I know their logo has changed. Nobody knows. Everyone's just figuring it out on the fly. Build some UTMs manually. Marketing manager digs into an old Excel sheet. Prays the formula still works. We can have our UTM naming convention properly. Paste the links into the captions. Now they're like 5 lines long. Looks like gibberish. We need to make sense of the formatting. Upload to LinkedIn, upload to Instagram, upload to wherever else this is getting posted. There's an error message. We try again. We retry the process until we got it all uploaded on all the different sites. Switch to the LinkedIn campaign manager. The captions don't fit the character count. We rewrite them on the fly. We document everything. New Excel tab, post schedules, November, 9 a.m., November 18th, 9 a.m. Send screenshots to the CMO. Final. Please make sure these are approved. We're about to go live. Add this to the month-end reporting. Export CSVs from Meta, LinkedIn, GA4. None of the columns line up. Half of the numbers contradict each other. And all of that for one single marketing campaign. One. Multiply that out over weeks, over quarters, and you're looking at hundreds of wasted hours. Hours of friction, hours that do the client work, but may not drive a single dollar of revenue. Because if you think about how much time and effort your employees now spent, who knows if you're in the positive. Okay, now let's talk about a sales use case. The spreadsheet shuffle. I've seen this all the time too. Now let's talk about the sales process. Here we're qualifying leads. We looked at a $40 million ARR company I worked with. My team and I logged into Salesforce. First step every morning, open the leads list, and the game begins. Decipher who's a Gmail, a Yahoo. Do people even use Hotmail anymore? Address who might be a real person versus who might be at a company. Row by row, we do some scanning. We skin some names. Half the titles are filled out. We're not sure who the people are. We hope it tells a story. Manually do some Google searching. Type in the company name. Go on to LinkedIn. Is this legit? Is this someone's side hustle? Are they here for the wrong information? Paste the email into LinkedIn's domain. Oh, wow. Is this a VP? Okay, this could be right with our ICP. Slack debates. We get on our Slack channels. Hey, does this guy look like our ICP? He's in ed tech or he's in healthcare, but the company's only 12 people. I'm not sure. And we go to cold call roulette. Dial with nothing, but maybe a title and a bad number. Half connect, half don't, half aren't decision makers. Most go to voicemail. Put notes in Salesforce, maybe Excel. Everyone's guessing as to what the process is, but our sales reps are taking action on our leads. And at the end of the week, if they remember, they update all their notes for the day, for the week, into a CRM so we can record that information. Here's the moment that stopped me cold in my tracks. One BDR had 16 tabs open. We got LinkedIn, we got Crunchbase, we got the company's website, we got Google Maps, we got some Apollo up, some Rocket Reach up, we got Salesforce up, we have our Slack up. He sighed and he said, By the time I figure out if this lead's even worth calling, I could have already made 10 dials. And that's why tools like Outreach and SalesLoft and Apollo do exist. But not all of our clients know about sales enablement tools. That's when I realized this isn't just sales, this is detective work. So here's my POV on AI as an amplifier, not as a savior. And the reason that I told those stories were because these are scenarios we see in the marketing and sales departments all day. And these are scenarios that our sales and marketing teams are doing to create friction in their business and reduce alignment between the two departments. And our job as RevUp Advisory is to create that alignment. So everybody's talking about AI. AI is going to save the day. But here's the truth. You can't put AI on top of messy, shaky, chaotic business foundations and expect, poof, magic. It's all going to work perfectly. And if you found that, call me. Let me know. You can't drop a shiny AI tool into the conference room where marketers are duct taping Excel sheets together and suddenly, poof, clarity, it all makes sense. You can't point AI at a BDR that's drowning in 16 tabs of Google searches and hope the deal closes easier. That's magic. That's not business. Because AI doesn't fix shaky foundations. It can't repair broken Salesforce data. It can't create strategy when none exists. It can't take all the knowledge that I have for 2 decades of working in real enterprise and mid-market and small businesses. It can't take that. Yes, I can train it on that, but it doesn't know everything I do. It can't make a toxic culture suddenly collaborate. What AI can do is amplify what's already strong. When the pipes are patched, when the workflows are clean, when the systems are aligned, that's when AI becomes a turbocharger. It supercharges your business. And that's my point of view. AI is not here to save you. It is not here to take your job. I love AI. I'm not scared of it. It's here to accelerate us. It's here to make us more efficient and better. So, what do we think about this for RevUp Advisory? How do you fix the foundations before you even add the turbocharge? Everyone's rushing to AI, but they're not willing to fix the foundations. And that's exactly what the RevUp team comes in, and that's exactly what our team does. Because we believe it all starts with visibility. So we run a growth audit and we uncover all the leaks that we're talking about, and we give you an example in the marketing and the sales department, the gaps, the inefficiencies. We don't just look at the dashboards. We sit in the room. We watch the chaos. We map the boxes. We got arrows and flow charts, and we create structure to the work so that it actually gets done, and we're not talking about it in complete swirls. From there, we rebuild the foundations. Best practices in marketing, marketing ops, sales ops, customer success, clean data, clear process, a plumbing system that actually works and aligns sales and marketing. And then, and only then, do we bring in AI and automation. And that's when agentic AI becomes so powerful. And that's the moment when you can turbocharge the business. Not duct tape, but a turbo boost. Because once the pipes are patched, once the flows are aligned, once the executive vision and the strategy matches the tactics, AI isn't noise anymore. It's total and complete business leverage. So let's talk about the transformation moments and how we can think about it. So we're going back to our examples. You have marketing board report. So let's go back to the team locked in that conference room, 5 hours of copying and pasting, days wasted pulling numbers from GA4, SEMrush, Meta, LinkedIn, just to get one lonely slide on that board deck that we talked about. Now imagine this instead. The same data flows automatically into a dashboard. An agentic AI enriches, cleans, and packages it. By the time the CMO walks into the board meeting, they're not sweating because the Excel formulas, they're working. They tell the story of ROI, attribution, pipeline impact, growth. That's the difference between shaky foundations and turbocharging your business. And that's the transformation that RevUp brings. Right now, there's a marketing team locked in a conference room. I swear I promise you this. Frantically doing this. There is that BDR with 16 tabs open, playing detective instead of selling. And here's the hard truth. AI won't magically fix that. Because if you don't act on fixing your shaky foundations, and if you don't have strategic alignment between sales and marketing, and if you don't have everyone speaking a common language, the chaos will really eat you alive. The leaders who will win in the C-suite in the next era are the ones that fix the foundations and then put AI to work for all of them. So the question here is, my pod squad, are you going to keep watching the chaos? Are you going to keep letting the shaky foundations happen? Are you going to keep saying, because that's how it's always been done? Or are you ready to build something bigger and better? And before I sign off, I want to share something exciting. This month marks our 1 year since we launched C-Suite Strategies, and we could not be more thrilled by the hundreds and hundreds of downloads, the emails, the texts, the calls, and the outpouring of support you've given us. Every message says, keep going, Stacie and team. That's what fuels us. So from me and the entire pod squad, thank you. Thanks for tuning in to this solo episode of C-Suite Strategies with Stacie Sussman, the CRO of RevUp Advisory. Your next big business breakthrough may just be a listen away. As we wrap up this episode of C-Suite Strategies, I want to express my sincere gratitude to you, our listeners, for tuning in and engaging with our podcast. Your commitment to business growth and operational excellence is what drives this podcast forward. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd be thrilled if you follow and subscribe to the podcast. Your help supports us to reach more ambitious business leaders just like you. And if you didn't enjoy it, well, I guess I'll see you never. This is your host, Stacie Sussman, Chief Revenue Officer at RevUp Advisory, signing off.